Have you been wondering what codependency behaviors are and maybe if you or your partner's been expressing them? Then stay tuned. Before we dive in, I suspect that you are someone who loves personal development, that you like expanding and evolving who you are to live the best possible life you can. Well, you are a rebel for joy, and I invite you to subscribe to our channel and make sure to hit the little bell so you never miss one of our personal development videos that we share with you each and every week. So make sure to subscribe and let's dive in. Before we dive in, let's get a clear definition of what codependency and codependent behaviors are. Codependency is a behavioral condition in a relationship where one person enables another person's addiction, poor mental health, immaturity, irresponsibility, or underachievement. Along the core characteristics of codependency is an excessive reliance on other people for approval and sense of identity. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of the biggest codependent behaviors that I've found in coaching thousands of students just like you and helping them find their personal power and balancing out their relationships to being win-win. So grab your pen and paper and let's dive in. Number 1, constant need for external approval. Now, this can be manifest in one of 2 different ways on opposite ends of the spectrum. Somebody who is needing external approval could be paralyzed with fear, is unable to make decisions, doesn't volunteer their opinion very easily, always is asking you what you want and what do you need and not ever really advocating what they want or they need. Or on the other end of the spectrum, they are overly people-pleasing to the T in order to get everyone else's approval. They will dress a certain way. They will act a certain way. They will be the number 1 in the PTA, always involved, always over-delivering, and constantly sacrificing their own need. Either way, what you're going to find on both sides is that they're putting everyone else before themselves. This is a huge codependency no-no. What we want to begin to do is we want to really recognize, what do we want? And that if you're the person who does this, that's where you want to start. Asking yourself, what do I want? What do I need? And start by advocating for your needs in small ways. Instead of asking your partner, what do they want for dinner? You can begin by saying, well, I know what I don't want. I don't want this or this or this. But we have to begin to use our voice in little ways. If you're paralyzed with fear, it's going to be important to really identify what you're really afraid of. What's going on under the surface that is getting you to the point where you're not advocating for your needs. So we can begin to find our personal power and our personal strength to balance out the relationship. Now, if your partner is this person, you're going to want to start encouraging them to use their voice in little ways as well. So if they ask, well, what do you want for dinner? You can say, well, I don't want these. Which one would you prefer? Instead of you just making the decision. This is starting to empower your partner to begin to feel more comfortable to use their voice so they can stand in their power. Number 2, controlling or rigid behavior. Now, this is a person whose opinion is always going to matter. They're going to be the first one to advocate and the last one to communicate. They're going to be the one that absolutely wants to push an agenda, to see things in a certain way, gets very anxious or uneasy when other people take the lead. They tend to kind of bulldoze or powerhouse their way through it. They also can be very controlling in a manipulative way of your behavior as well, by shaming or guilting or blaming or criticizing you for having an opinion as well. So either way, that this is in that realm of codependency that we want to say no and begin to shift. Number 1, if this is you and you're that person who's really controlling, it's imperative that we get to the root to better understand this behavior because it is driving an agenda that's going to lead you to self-sabotage. To help you do that, I highly recommend checking out this video here. All right. If this is someone you love, it is important that we start to assert boundaries because what you're going to find is that person may be used to getting what they need and it's coming from a place most likely of fear or it's coming from this place of need to control out of their own insecurities or inadequacies. It probably has nothing to do with you. but it doesn't serve you and your highest good. So what we want to do is balance it out, and boundaries are going to help you do that. Now, if you're like, I don't know how to set healthy boundaries, then you want to check out this video here. What has been your biggest takeaway or aha so far? Make sure to comment below in the chat box so other subscribers and other rebels like you can learn from each other. I love seeing the conversations that are sparked from your insights and awareness. Number 3 is an inability to separate yourself from OPDs, other people's drama. Now, this one is a big part of codependency. If you easily get sucked into other people's dramas. Maybe you're trying to rescue them or save them or try to help them in some way, but you're not able to separate their struggles and their problems from yourself or your identity, or you're taking it really personal and it's influencing or impacting your relationships and your financial status, that you are constantly giving to other people, but you're pouring from an empty cup. This is coming from a wounded rescuer position. Typically, when we are stuck in this cycle of codependency, it's because we're trying to save someone from something that has happened or have been done for us. It is where we're trying to help them avoid being hurt in the way we've been hurt. And this is one of the more common ones that people get sucked into because it's good-natured. We want to serve and to help other people. But if you're not able to separate their drama and their dysfunction from you, if you're getting too emotionally invested in their success or lack thereof, if you're trying so hard to push an agenda for them that isn't your life, then you definitely are sucked in a little codependency. Now, where this is really tricky is as a parent. We want to see the best for our children. We want to see them succeed. And in the beginning, they are very codependent on us. But if we're trying to save them from being bullied because we've been bullied, and we're pushing it to the point where we're taking it personal, we want to go beat up those bullies, this is where we're not separating the struggle from our drama, from their drama, from ourselves. And this is where it's so important we begin to create a little bit of separation and recognizing that it is okay to help, but it's not okay for helping others to completely hinder you regularly to the point where you can become incapacitated. So you want to balance this out, and you really want to strive to be coming from this win-win mindset, where we're taking their needs and consideration, wants, and considerations into consideration, but also we want to recognize to see where if they're giving their power away to us, that they're in a codependency cycle. So if we're in a rescuer and they're in the victim, we could be stuck in this triangle that is not going to serve us. We really want to empower them in their life to make the best choices. And sometimes that really does mean allowing the people we love to fail or to stumble or to struggle, because that's where we learn and that's how we grow. You can guide and you can support, but we don't want to be so emotionally invested that you aren't able to separate yourself from their struggles. So hopefully that has helped a little bit. All right, now that you know the top 3 ways that you could be stuck in a codependency behavioral trap, it is time to do the work and put pen to paper. Knowing the information and understanding how it applies to you are 2 different things. And so that's why I created a 2-page worksheet to help you do the deep dive, to do the inner work, to identify and discover why you're behaving in these ways, how to begin to reframe them, and how to help you get deeply resolved with the direction that you want to go. All available to you for free by clicking the link below. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded individuals that are here to support you along this crazy journey we call life, then I invite you to join our Rebels for Joy Facebook community. That's where myself, my friends, and some amazing people are there to cheerlead, to support, to guide, and educate you into living your best possible life. You can find it for free by clicking the link below. Hopefully you liked this video and it's helped in some way. Don't forget to check out all the other amazing personal development videos we have to support you in living your best life. Be sure to subscribe and share with a friend, and we'll see you on the next video.